folks or people or individuals who have expertise in more than one domain. It's a rare skill set, and it has its benefits. So, for example, on my end, you know, I started out by coding and developing, and that was, I would say, in my early 20s, from high school till my early 20s, that was it. And then the other half was all about now sales, biz dev, raising money, and so on. And so when you have a sales brain and a technology brain, it's interesting because you can, I agree when you said speak the language. And that is so true, right? They're like, each domain or expertise has its own lingo. It's us being human beings as tribal, in nature.
Yeah.
And being able to traverse both sides, I think it's a very incredible skill to have.
Well, this is a skill that you need to develop. It's not something that you have,
Right.
when you're born. I think first you need to have to show interest.
Absolutely.
In other points of view and other sectors than your main interesting sectors. And also in my case, since I had studied in finance and marketing, and plus, on the marketing side, I did a lot of research in the quantitative aspects of that. So I knew how to build models, algorithms, and stuff like that. I was even interested by the engineering side of a wireless network. So it helped me a lot, because at one point, if you need to get in the middle of some arbitration, you can understand the different points of view of the different groups, and then you can ask the right questions, and then you can bring the people together. So all together, they start to trust each other and realize the value that the others can bring to a discussion.
Right.
And this is the beginning of what I call, creating a winning team. And when we came out of the restructuring process, at Microcell in 2002, I had led, the restructuring of all the operations, within Microcell. We needed to change a lot of structures, processes. We needed to eliminate a certain number of resources, but we came out much stronger than what we were before, with a much more efficient, group of people. Then I was given a challenge, at that time, because I knew so much, what was negotiated with the bankers through the restructuration. They asked me to go back to the marketing. They said, the marketing team, they said, now that you know exactly what the shareholders want, you will get back to the marketing group and you will make it happen.
Right.
So that was a very, very exciting moment for me. Even still today, I feel emotional when I talk about that, because I went back there and I was seen as the financial guy. And I needed to rebuild trust with these people. And that was not easy at the beginning, but since I knew so well the business plan, I was able to explain what we were trying to accomplish. And small things, you need to work on the people side of the equation much more than on the business plan side. You need to bring the people together.
Yeah.
And build a team that can trust, that they can make the difference. And one thing that I realized is that in that group of people, there were about 60 in the marketing team, at that time. And I was always making joke using yes sir, for instance, with different tones and different intensity and stuff like that, and small things like that. And then I realized that in that team, there were about 40 different languages spoken by the team.
Wow.
So I started to play games like, can I learn that in all these languages? Can I learn the tones that you're using in your language? And then I realized after a while, it creates friendliness in the team. They were starting to use things like that among themselves. And I started to really realize that they were not fighting each other anymore. They were trying together to consider the other's point of view to make a better decision, to become more autonomous, to share their own knowledge. And this is basically what I was trying to do with that group, sharing my knowledge and teach them how to share their knowledge. So they would not rely on me anymore. They would become, efficient decision makers faster decision makers, and then we would win.